So here's a rhythm that has been opening up all kinds of new possibilities. I'll start with just the most basic version of the rhythm, demonstrate it, break it down, and then add some other possibilities. So, breaking that down, lots of different ways of looking at it. 4 basic counts, that's what I'm snapping right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. That can be broken down into 16 notes. 16 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But this rhythm breaks those 16 notes down into 4 sets of 3 and then a last fourth. So it goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. What's interesting about this is that the emphasis, the snap, falls in different parts of the first 3 triplets, skips the 4th triplet, and lands at the beginning of the 4th, or the 4 counts at the end. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you don't like the counting side, don't worry. The sounds are like this. Do, wa, e, do, wa, a, do, wa, e, do, wa, a, do. The wa for me is breathing in. Do, wa, e, do, wa, a, do, wa, e, do, wa, a, do. I missed the pointing at the right time. Do, wa, e, do, wa, a, do, wa, e, do, wa, a, do. With just the mouth and breathing. Do. Every do sound, whether or not you actually say do, it's like a bit of a push of air. It inflates the cheeks. That lets you breathe in on the next note. So that's the rhythm. And again, here's how it sounds. Now here's where the variations start to come in. I mentioned in a previous video you can change the e's and the ahs around. Do, wa, e, do, wa, e, do, wa, e, do, wa, e, do. Or all ahs, or any combination you can think of. E, ah, flip that. E, ah, e. Or other sounds, other sort of mid-harmonic frequencies. Anything in this range. It's a lot of good training to be able to switch in a quick triplet between an E and an ah versus an E and an That brings me to the next piece, which is the triplet piece by itself. That's great to practice. And if you do it as triplets against the 4 time, it starts to feel really trippy. I think I totally just flipped that. Sometimes it really falls into the pocket, sometimes it's quite challenging. I'll get back into the pocket eventually. What I then found next is that the last do can be played with in all sorts of ways. But as a do, it sounds like this. It could be 2 do's. Taka taka. Do toot. pause is interesting. I was playing this for someone who doesn't play didgeridoo, kind of likes the sound but isn't as geeky about it as I get. And when I paused, she just went, oh, I like the pause. I like when the sound breaks. So I've been playing with that. Breaking up the sound could be really nice. The next thing is taking the rhythm even further and stretching the first do to take up the space of the 1 and the 2 in the triplet. So instead of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, etc., it's 1, 3, 1, 3, 1. And I'm actually finding that's easier if I go 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3. So extending the do, and instead of making the do wah or do wah sounding like this, 2 sounds, trying to make it sound like 1. So that there is. Instead of do wa i, do wa a, and that's nice in this rhythm. I'm still finding it tricky and new, but I like to put it in the first triplet and the third, or just the first, or just the third. So I'll start with the rhythm the way I started in the beginning, and then extend that first do, take out that middle wah beat. Do. I hope that makes sense. I'm finding that trickier to explain than the triplets. So that's a lot to play with. Let me know if you have any questions. I hope the playing goes well, and please offer your own variations, feedback, suggestions, and all of that. I would love to hear from you. Thanks for listening.